Today's the day, y'all. Today's the day. It's not full of I told you so's for those of you who are ready. This is the first symbols of competition. This is a chance for everybody who is into competitive slate. And now if you've invested those 2 years, congratulations to everybody who's hit level 40. Like, you deserve it. PvP is here. A tweet just went down a couple hours ago talking about PvP being released. Past couple days they've been hinting at it. I think The Verge, another like media outlet, I think they put out an article about it too. Let's get down to it. There are 3 tiers, right, of battle, right? I know it sounds weird to like, oh, what do you mean like 3 tiers of battle, right? To make it fair on everybody, they've offered 3 different levels of max CP that a Pokemon can use. It's kind of just how I thought it would be, or a way I thought it was possible to be. There's no way I knew they were going to do this. But the whole idea of having just 3 Pokemon, that was a great idea. It offers people this chance to not get overwhelmed in a battle, because man, 6 Pokemon, it doesn't even seem like a lot. And when you watch like people play competitively, like battles happen like that, and you're like, man, what happened? I thought both of these people were good, and it's like, yeah, they are, and that's how quick it is. Like, one Thunderbolt and all your Pokemon are dead. It's not going to be like the gym system at all for those of you who were expecting lesser of Pokemon on a competitive level. When it comes to the competitive world, for people who don't know, Pokemon gets like fairly serious. Y'all have seen people playing Pokemon trading cards like it's not a game. You know, like something's about to go in defense mode. The video games have been pretty competitive for a while. One dude I knew in school, he got like scholarships just for playing competitively too. I don't know if he was playing a trading card game or if he was playing a Game Boy, but that just goes to show you the level of interest, like money wise. If everyone's like, oh, I don't care, it's like, well, if you like money, I feel like most people who don't care about anything really enjoy money. Be 3 Pokemon each. It's not going to be turn-based. It's going to be a fast-paced battle where attacks are just popping off. There's a little change to the mechanics. You're giving a protection shield, which I'm guessing is akin to the attack previous Pokemon games known as Protect. You pull it off in the turn-based system, and then whatever happened, whatever Pokemon move you use, it would just show a small shield, and that Pokemon would just protect itself from whatever. You know, it didn't have many moves because each move had so many times you could use it before you had to heal that Pokemon again. Protect probably had like 5 moves unless you kind of extended it with like items, but I don't think it went like much farther. I think that these 2 protection shields that are given to everybody is like akin to that move, like it's like a throwback to that. Everything Pokemon wants you to do is very fast paced on Pokemon Go. I've heard many another YouTubers say that. You know, I feel like that's knowledge that's like, you know, it's not like something I came up with. Look at the gym system, they don't want you there too long. So there's a good chance that these battles are probably not going to last too long. Fast-paced, throwing attacks out there, even though it's not turn-based like the regular Pokemon. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of shifting and or moving in some of the images that have been released so far. When we're talking about like meta strategy, you're going to be looking at what kind of attacks your Pokemon have, their typing, you know, like as far as resistance and strength, and you know how fast it takes for that move to pop off. Because I know like a lot of people have talked about that before. A lot of people are getting ready to jump back into this game because PvP is coming back out. I believe I read on The Verge's article that they're expected to release it at level 40 and then increments down so that the server can handle the load. I believe that's probably not word for word, but and we've seen this before when other features have been released, raid systems, trading, blase. Yes, some people do know about DPS, damage per second, as they play, and they might be just familiar with it in general, but not really be thinking about it in the metagame. Because when the gym is just attacking, that's just the computer, and the computer is just releasing that Pokemon, like, I guess at its most natural state. Like, there's no trainer. But this is going to be a little different with trainers because there's going to be this sense of timing with attacks. Because you might be able to chip with that first move, you know, versus like it'll be like throwing jabs and straights in the concept of like maybe martial arts. Like you got two options as far as the distribution of power, and these different attacks have different elements, weaknesses, correspondences, blase. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know that from playing with your own Pokemon. Here come people with legendaries, man. They're gonna be great, but for all these people who maxed out their legendaries, like that might only be useful in some of these upper tiers. I had this conversation with someone else the other day about Pokemon. They were like, well, I just want to get more stronger ones. Diversity always helps because you can have so many Pokemon. What you really want is Pokemon at different tiers, because there's different times where you would get it back in the gym, you know, via win and loss. The same thing is really going to apply here with these battles is, you know, do you have versatile enough teams to battle your friends? Speaking of friends, man, so the way this works is the friend system. The friend system is going to dictate how close you can have these battles. Par example, know your DPS damage, know your typing so you can get what kind of effect you want. Alright, so well, anyway, so PvP. I'll be willing to bet they'll probably offer a game mode at some point in time where you don't use those shields. You gotta take it old school. It's like if you're ultra friends, you can battle regardless of distance. But if you know you don't have a friendship built up, then you kind of just have to battle just by trainers lock eyes. We've said this so many times. People who were really, you know, who have battled before. It's 13 and older are allowed to battle. And I really want to stress to the Pokemon Go community, like, let's keep it safe. Let's keep it civil. I mean, battles aren't out of control, random anyway. There's lines drawn for a reason. And it's a good thing that they waited for more gens to come out, because with a limited amount of gens, people might have had a misconception about Pokemon that you shouldn't even have with the first gen, but people would have anyway because, you know, there are a limited amount of choices. I don't know how many of y'all played Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 or Coliseum for the GameCube. You know, XD, Gale of Darkness as well. It's always been a grind for, like, you know, it's like kind of like Pokemon often forces people to play at a high level even though it's a very simple game because of the strategy it's required to win. And someone who may have done a lot of work can lose very easily by not being in a state of mind where they're preparing, you know, and that's a lot of what goes into the grind, is making those long-term decisions. And I don't think it's gonna stray or keep people from Pokemon. It's just gonna be very interesting from the sense that I don't know if you guys have even seen the internet, but there's that one guy who was playing with 10 different phones, and then, you know, some people have so many multiple accounts have been spoofing, and it's like, so people have been out there grinding in different ways, like even if you got a day job. I've seen people, taxi drivers in India, out here balling out of control on Pokemon and stuff. You know, there's different trainers too. I met a military vet at a park one time, just, you know, chasing after changing nests. And this was like the first year Pokemon came out. He was already on level 40, just because you just had the ability for that due diligence, for like the discipline it takes to grind. It's going to be an interesting addition to the gaming community because it offers a testament of skill that implies some level of legwork, actual field work, because of its AR capacity. It'd just be cool to see how people have caught Pokemon from different places and they have brought all their experiences to bear. Like, they talked about all that stuff when we watched Pokemon as kids, but now it's kind of like an interesting concept. Like those, like that stuff that we share and experience is a little bit more, it has more taste. Pokemon Let's Go, it gives this great opportunity for people to even restart the game of Pokemon Go and still having use for those old Pokemon. You can transfer them to Let's Go and they can start all the way over. And this battle system makes it worth it because, you know, let's see what happens later on down the week. All right, y'all.